Right then, welcome back to the channel, and we've got some PD content for you today. Volkswagen Polo, 1.9 TDI PD130, completely unmolested, completely standard, one lady owner, 89,000 mile. It's everything on it is original, even the aerial is standard. Have a look inside, Adam, look. It's like a brand new car. I dare say, I'll go as far as saying this is probably the cleanest Polo that we've had in. And we have had some clean ones. But like I said, completely standard, even the suspension, still stock at minute. So you're probably wondering what it's in for. This way, this way. The customer wants this to be quite a sleeper, which obviously has got a good platform to start with. So 2260, ported head, race injectors, race camshaft, SRE clutch and flywheel, Quaife differential, ARP head studs, obviously intake and custom exhaust. So once all this is fitted, it'll be going over to the fab shop and then onto the dyno for tuning. We've done quite a few of the 1.9s with this similar setup. We'd be hoping for i200s. So we'll let Ruben crack on, get all this installed, and then we'll check back in later, see how he gets on. So a lot's happened, although at first glance it probably doesn't look like it in the engine bay. The only small piece or small clue that anything's gone on in there is a little Darkside logo on the front of the head. Nice touch. Everything else is down the back turbo manifold. Obviously you've already seen all the time lapse. We were supposed to get plenty of B-roll, but Ruben is incapable of letting us know when he's doing stuff, so Adam can come down and film it. I told him if he carries on making our life hard doing these videos, I'm going to nick all his 10mm spanners and see how he likes it, and see if he can do a daily job without hot tools. Rant over. There's still quite a bit left to do, build up, finish everything off. I believe this is going into fab shop next, and then dyno, and then tuning, see what power it does. So we'll try and get some B-roll in fabrication, see if the fabricators are any better than Ruben at letting us know when we need to film stuff. So today's the day we finally find out what power the Polo is going to do. You can see a few more things going on in the engine bay now. We've got everything finished off. We've got the pipe kit on there, Seat Sport intercooler, AM filter, tip pipe. I think that's about it. Everything else was fitted before when we looked at it in the workshop. Fabrication's finished off the custom exhaust. So it's on the dyno. We'll let Stylianos work his magic, and then we'll check back in a bit, see what power it's done. Right, it's finally time to see what power this Polo's done, but before we reveal the figures, I want you to press pause, comment below, what power do you reckon it's done? You done that? Sweet. So, 277 horsepower, 0.8 if you want to be precise, and then we're up at 380 foot-pound of torque. Really nice progressive curve on both power and torque. The tuners have commented this smokes a little bit, maybe a little bit too much for our liking. Not sure if the customer is gonna like that. We'll have a word with him and see if he wants it reducing. That might reduce the power a little bit. If he wants it pretty much smoke free. Low down torque and power, there's a little bit of a delay here. We have found that the Seat Sport intercoolers are not the most effective at this kind of power. They work well, as you can see, it's kind of made the power figures, but I think a single pass intercooler on these would work better. The only problem with that is they don't fit very well. So there's not actually much room on the Polo platform. Well, I suppose any Polo Fabia or B for even the Golfs and Borders and things like that. They haven't got a mass amount of room in front of the rad pack to be able to fit a single pass, so you end up cutting quite a bit of the bumper. Some customers don't mind it, some people want it looking obviously factory, especially this being a bit of a sleeper. The customer wanted the intercooler fitting behind the grille, so it was really neat and tidy. So maybe there's some differences to have there if you were to fit a single pass, but yeah, I think the power figures that we're at, we're aiming for high 200s. We're kind of up there. Should drive really nice on the road. I have been told that this customer hasn't ever owned a fast car, so I'm not sure what the fastest car he has owned, but I'm pretty sure 277 horsepower in a Polo, it should have plenty of fun. So We'll let the tuners just button this up on the dyno, we'll get it out and do a bit of a road test, and maybe, if possible, we'll try and get the customer out in the car to get a bit of a reaction video as well. So, we're out in the Polo. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this video before the customer collects, so you stuck with me, unfortunately. We're not going to get a customer reaction on this one, but we can see how it drives. First impressions, being in here, it's like being in a time machine. It's took me back to 2004. Pretty much feels like just a box standard Polo, other than a little bit firmer clutch pedal, because it's got the SRE kit in there. It feels very standard. The suspension, very standard still. Brakes, you guessed it, very standard. The only thing that's not very standard is the power, which is quite amusing, to be fair, in this. So just let it warm up for a bit before we see what it's like on full throttle. Hopefully the customer has got it on his to-do list to upgrade the suspension. I think at this power level now, it would definitely benefit in some either lowering springs or coilovers and some brake upgrades. Quite a bit of a power increase, over double the power standard, so I suppose it's only common sense you want to improve the brakes. It's only when you really start to put your foot down that you can actually tell that this is modified. It's a little bit louder with a custom exhaust on there. You can hear the turbo. Sounds pretty good. One of the things I've noticed just driving this around as we put a few miles on it to make sure everything's alright, and obviously just letting it get up to temperature now, it'll still easily do 50, 60, maybe more miles per gallon. And that is the biggest selling point for tuning these diesels, I think, more than anything else. Obviously you get a boatload of torque anyway, but the fact that you can get this performance and still retain the economy is just, yeah, it's one of the best things about these cars. I mean, as a fun daily commuter, and then something that you can go out on the weekends and have a bit of a play about with, I don't think you can beat a 1.9 PD Polo, Fabia, Ibiza. The Golfs, I think they're not far behind, but I think the engine and the chassis for the Polos, because they're a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, suits it a little bit better. Hoping it picks it up on the camera, and when I put my foot down here, you can see exactly what the suspension does. Feels like we're wheeling. Every little bit of acceleration, you point to the sky, you change gear, you point to the floor, and then you're back on it and you're back at the sky again. Don't get me wrong, it's an experience. It's definitely an experience. Not too smoky this either. I think we mentioned it on the dyno. We could probably squeeze a little bit more power out of this if we'd have requested a bit more fuel, but it'd have smoked quite excessively. I think most customers with the 1.9s want a little bit of smoke, just a little bit, just so people can tell it's a diesel, but definitely don't want it bellowing out, getting unwanted attention. Definitely got enough power to get you up to the speed limit pretty quickly. Obviously not above the speed limit, but you can definitely get there in a hurry. I think with how this car looks, pretty standard, it's definitely going to turn a few heads at the traffic lights. So I think we're going to end this video here. We'll get this back to the unit, get the final checks done, get it ready to give back to the customer next week. So if you've liked this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Still even got tape.
blast from the past.